Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another live watch party. Thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live watch party. We are here on Monday, the 14th. It is tax day eve here in America. I hope you got your taxes filed. I did mine last week. Always fun. I never get a refund. I gotta send them money. So I sent my money to Donald Trump. He's gonna finance it for whatever. To anything that didn't get cut by Elon Musk. Brooklyn's here talking about Harry Potter. Yeah, we'll get to Harry Potter casting. A lot of news in the Harry Potter world. I am a Harry Potter fan. Max Levinson's here. You missed Cobra Kai. Yeah. I started writing a video, just like the bare minimum I got written, but I'm just tired because training, get back in shape for the wedding. It's coming in fast, so I was hitting the gym hard, and now I'm sitting here. I'm like tired, but we'll get some stuff done. Hello, Robin Lynn. Thank you for coming on in, all the way from Canada. Broke your arm today. Completely? Like it's broken in a cast? That is unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. Hope it's not your good arm. Maybe they were both good arms. Did I imply you have a good arm and a bad arm? I'm sorry if I did. Didn't mean you had a bad arm. I just, hope you get a speedy recovery. Found that, Robin. Cobra Kai went on with a blast. The gun ending. They switched the spotlight onto the main character, which is a great way to end it off. Grass, very well said. I was listening the other day to Critical Drinker's take on it, and it's like he said, it makes you happy. It ended the way it should have ended. The series isn't perfect. It got a little bloated with characters, but they hacked it down and focused on what was the most important, Fracture in the elbow. Ouch. That actually sounds painful, Robin. I hope you can heal quickly. I wish you the best. Scooters are dangerous. Oh, yeah, I would agree. Melissa, how's the wedding planning going? Well, Melissa, here's the thing. I spent $490 today on gifts for the groomsmen, along with other things. It feels like wedding planning is a constant outflow of money. It's like it's getting to fiance party too, because it's just like, and we're at the point where a lot of the bills are coming due, so we got to make in the next week and a half. We got to make another payment to the venue for the reception. We have to pay off for the photographer and the DJ. There's a payment for that. I don't know if she did that. And we have to make our final payment for the honeymoon. Got to have a honeymoon, but that's money. So then on top of that, so like we did all that, like I said, then just today I ordered gifts for the groomsmen. Fiance party still has to order gifts for, the bridesmaids. She got one thing, but she wants to find something else. And then we got to find something for the ring bearer, the flower girls. And then we're discussing like pens, as like wedding favors, to give out wedding favors. It's popular. My sister did that. I think it's a good one, but it's just one thing after another. It's one thing after another, Melissa. So it's just like, whew. Matt is here. Matt, thank you for coming on in. Howdy, y'all. Yeah. Wedding is one day, marriage is for life. Agree. Make the wedding memorable, but it ain't worth going into big debt over. Well, I agree. I mean, like we're trying to keep it the costs low, Like yeah, I would love to have an open bar, but I'm just not going to spend that. I mean, you're talking like another $24 a person or something like that for the open bar. It's just like no. Um, the meal. We actually went with the cheaper meal, but she likes that. It was fiance party's favorite anyway. Um, I mean, like we could keep it smaller by not inviting people, but we don't quite want to do that. So, I tried to invite as well. We invited basically everyone we would invite, and that's gonna naturally just um balloon it up. And then it's just like I'm saying other things. Honeymoon, uh, which is a week, not one day. So the wedding's one day, but the honeymoon's a week. um, Gifts and stuff like that. So just learned you're getting married. Oh, thank you very much, Grass. Congrats. Wish you the best, or you wish you the best. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You're with your family, Kenzie? Watching. Do you think there would be another show related to Cobra Kai? I do. I think there will be something. I don't know what it'll be. I suspect it'll be a Miyagi show. I don't know when it will come. I would like to think sooner rather than later, but I don't have any inside knowledge. You know, um, so we'll see. I really do hope so. I'm with my family watching you. Okay, thank you very much. That is a good family activity. Do you think the action will be any different from Cobra Kai and Karate Kid Legends? Yes. Yes. I mean, Karate Kid Legends is a movie. Ultimately, movies will probably have a little bit more budget, a little bit more time to choreograph and shoot big fights and stuff. Um, they could probably do more. Um, so, I mean, yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward. Cobra Kai rapper from the 2000s. Hey, watch party, what's it do? I hope everything's going well for you. Cobra Kai rapper, he made a rhyme. He said, "Do you? It's like a time hitting it on, hitting it on low, hitting it on high. Come on, fans, let it all blow." Cobra Kai rapper from the 2000s. Oh, my man. Love having you here. Thank you for the loyalty. We must never let it die. Do you think Daniel will talk about what happened in Cobra Kai in the Karate Kid Legends? Um, Mostly not. Um, Actually, hold on. Oh, Oh no! Wait. Shoot! Hold on. No, I thought the movie was following Sholo, but I'm not sure. Anyway, well, Danny will talk about the most is maybe some sort of like vague reference in some throwaway line. That if you hadn't seen Cobra Kai wouldn't mean anything. Like it would just go over your head. Um, Usually that's how they would do it. You know, like like when Jackie Chan's there and he's like maybe like, you know, have you been training and in tournaments? And Daniel goes, oh, you don't even want to get into it, like, or something like that. Just some sort of reference like that would be the most of it. Um, a confirmation of by the end. Oh yeah, Melissa, I think you're right, and I hope it's actually much sooner than that. You're saying end of 2025. Let's. I would prefer by summer, end of summer, which we're talking like August. Actually, early September is technically the end of summer. So, you know, yeah, I would hope by like August at the latest. Um, Saw the Karate Kid reactions after I watched it myself, man. I tried to keep it until I saw the trailer, but you're right. That's going to be an awful film. What do you mean, man? I was like all gun ho, man. Remember that day? It's 2 weeks ago. It was the 1st of April. And I was down with it, man. Down with it. Let's go. One person from Cobra Kai would be in the movie besides Ralph. Um, yeah, maybe Sholo was Sholo following it? I don't know. It was something. It was like Sholo. Um, was like the most likely. Um, that's what I see. Or I saw maybe, but I mean I wouldn't put much faith in the rumor anyway. It could just be a fluke of like, um, a fluke of the the Twitter, um. Um, hmm. Did I think? Weird. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. I can't find it. I don't know. Um, Cobra Kai Potter. Yeah. What's next after Cobra Kai? Mr. Miyagi. Legends looks okay. At the same time, it's not going to bring much of anything new to the franchise. It just looks like more of the same. Well, you could say it's like refinding the Karate Kid story with new people. Fine. Sure. Maybe one of the lessons of even Cobra Kai or Cobra Karate Kid is like, It's like there's always like a new generation of like underdog bully kid who needs to like find his confidence and stand up for himself. That could be something. So like I'm not going to necessarily write it off as to say there's nothing new, because on some level it's not like a single continuous story, even though maybe that's what they're making it into. I don't know. Was Marabella the name of Silver's yacht, or is that a brand name? It's written on the back. I'm not a boat guy. Let me look real quick. Let's pull it up. You know what shot it's in? Let's see, because he's in. We see the yacht, yeah, in episode 11, and then we see it again later. Yeah. Okay, it's not that one. So let's look at episode 14. Oh. Marbella. It's probably it's Marbella. It's probably, let me look here. Let's pull it up. Oh shit. Okay. All right, actually, yeah, this one. Can I oh shit. Okay, I can't do it like that. Sorry guys. Hold on, that doesn't work. I have to pull it up on. Here we go. Okay, guys, here we go. Sorry, we're gonna pull this up here. All right, there we go. Yeah. Whoop, gonna take it down. Marbella. I think it's a company. And honestly, since like they just like rented this yacht, like obviously they just someone who rents out yachts or something. It could even be the company that like rents it or something. Although you could take this if you want to take it as the name, but honestly, like this is probably not something added by the production. This was just on the boat. Like I Marina Del Rey. So that's just something that they had there. That's a nice question though, Matt. Like if you want to think that like Marabella was a girl Terry Silver lusted after at some point in his life or something, I don't know. Or it's just a name, go ahead for that. But I think in reality, it was probably just something like, from the whoever they made this boat from, rented the boat from. The biggest problem is the franchise is formulaic, much like Rocky. What made Cobra Kai work is that it took Cobra Kai formula and flipped the script. Cobra Kai it took the Karate Kid formula and flipped the script. True, but if you look back at season 1 of Cobra Kai, it really is just the same story as Karate Kid. I mean, you can say it flipped the script by, flipping Daniel and Johnny and, Johnny, but really the story is the same. Same script, but upside down. I wouldn't even say in that case it flipped the script. It was mostly the same thing. Reading Cobra Kai fanfics, I've looked at a few, but it's not normally my thing. The movie doesn't look like it's going to flip. No, but maybe it doesn't have to. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I mean, we'll find out. It is what it is. If Miguel does appear in the film, that's a big if. What's role do you think he might play in his cameo, if you had to guess? I would say if he's there, he's there as like watching the 5 boroughs championship, either as like a guest of honor, as a noted karate figure, or he just watches major karate tournaments and he likes to watch the 5 boroughs, because what a brilliant name that one is. Silver and Kreese live, of course. Before the premiere of the final season, I read a fanfic about Sam going to Okinawa. Real, no freak. Oh, I believe it. I mean, it's not even an original idea. Melissa had been talking about that for a long time before this final season. So for sure. People thought of it. Yeah. I just don't think that there's much more you can do with Karate Kid that hasn't really been done. True. I don't necessarily know or think the idea is to do more. One thing they were always talking about is trying to stay with the core story. I mean, they tried to basically, in the end, they just took the Karate Kid and kind of made it on a worldwide or global thing, right? But that's what it is. Sam will cause trouble in Okinawa, finding a female chosen who wants to kill her. She already did that. She already had Tori. Goodness gracious. Legends should be a sequel to a movie that establishes a relationship between Han and his students. Maybe it could be, but it's not the movie they wanted to make. So that's not the movie they wanted to make. So they're making Karate Kid Legends, whatever. Perhaps it was Silver's mother. Ha ha ha. Maybe Marbella Silver was his mom. Are you watching animes? I am not. If you they brought him back as Master Kim aged bodies. Yeah. Super old. Maybe in 30 years, Master Kim will still be alive. Oh, wait, he died in this one. That sucks. What if Master Kim is still alive? Kreese and Silver never die, yeah. The trailer nerfs Mr. Han in his style kung fu. Yeah, it seems like to imply that like these kids are learning mixed martial arts and he can't combat it with just kung fu. So he needs Miyagi karate. No, it's not Miyagi-Do karate. He just needs Miyagi karate, as they say in the trailer, because that's what it is. I would like at some point for Axel to become friends with Binary Brothers. Can already imagine the thousands of references they would make, and Axel would simply wouldn't know what to say. True, it's true. It's it's funny because Eli at the beginning of the series, before he became the Hawk, was like Axel. He was a man of few words, He didn't say much. So you can see Axel going on a sort of similar journey as Hawk, except he was already good at karate. D-Flex Champ. D-Flex Champ is here. See him for all your training needs or recovery needs, as in my case. I've been training hard and now I'm like tired. Gotta train, get buff for the wedding and the honeymoon, Gotta look your best, guys. Gotta look your best. It's not the Miyagi way calling it Miyagi karate. Yeah, I think do, at least in Korean, the word do like means something like way of, or art of, way of. So it's like the way of Miyagi. I hear you. Yeah. Binary Brothers dropping out of Caltech to launch Cyberdyne Systems in advanced robotics. I kind of would go for that. If it's wait, where am I? I don't know. I don't know the Japanese. Perfect show to work out to. I could agree with that. The soundtrack, man, was fire. I hear you. Yeah. Type too fast. I type too fast. Fast and Furious, some boat explosion. Look at that. Look at that. Look. If the binary siblings had gone separate colleges, because I don't think Dimitri changed his mind like that, suddenly stalled his character arc. Oh, I don't think it stalled. I think in a way it completed his character arc. He put his, best friend ahead of his, college and other stuff. So I think that's a completion of the character arc. And they made a good decision, maybe. Watch party. Out of the new female characters in season 6, were you a bigger fan of the Double and Thunder Girl than you were of Zara? Fan? The Double and Thunder Girl was fun. She was Irish. She really wasn't in it a whole lot. Couple beefs with Sam. You think you're tough? I'll show you tough, bitch. I'll show you tough, bitch. Which I still love that line, but Zara was actually a really good character in the sense of like the character you love to hate. Um, Everything about her, like it's just meant to get on your nerves. Like the social media darling, she's completely fake. She's she's actually fragile. Like the second people were talking about Tori, like she was offended on it and like did all this shit and then like like getting Robbie, like she's gonna sleep with him or something, like it's a good character though. Like it's a good character. The sort of character you'd like to hate. Never tired of you talking about Cobra Kai. This is the man of the rising sun. Make sure you also talk about the new movie as well. Well, it's coming up. If you ask questions, um, I'll talk about it. Type fast, type hard, no mercy. Am I late? You know, a fitness trainer is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to arrive, just like a wizard, She kind of sounded more like a pirate than she did Irish. Yeah. I'll show you tough. I'll show you tough, bitch. That's definitely more like a pirate. You think you're tough? I'll show you tough, bitch. Har. I'll show you tough, bitch. I guess there's some carryover between the Irish and pirate accent. um oh wait. Ooh, look at that. It's tough. Dimitri means follower of Demeter, the Greek goddess of agriculture. Well, I would believe that. Totally survivable. Oh, of course. You just jump in the water. All you have to do is jump in the water here. Boom. You've made it. Zara was everything Tori used to believe Sam was. Yeah, other than the social media darling, but yeah, pretty much. Little fake, little wants can't can't handle like a little criticism or something. Yeah. Hmm. That's true. It's true. I don't think Crease of yeah. Oof. Well, they survived Vietnam to go out in another explosion. What are you going to do? Yeah, that's a shame. It makes you wonder. Like Kreese didn't come in with that plan. I don't think like he knew he was going to be able to blow up the thing, but he was still very confident in what he was going to do. Like he was going to stop Silver one way or another. So, you know, kind of interesting. It makes you think you like, did he see the gas there earlier and was like, I'll get that? Or it was just a moment of opportunity? Hmm. It was one huge run from what I see. Yeah. Well, Irish is pathetic. You think you belong in the final? Yeah. Let's find out. Yeah. Let's find out. You think you belong? He would have better weapons stashed in his own yacht. Well, he thought the ocean would protect him. He had a defense system of being in the water. Centauri single malt whiskey. This is what he served to Chosen, right? Centauri single malt whiskey. Yamazaki, aged 50 years. Whew. But I'm glad he stopped Silver. Yeah, Silver was on edge. He was going to do everything. Silver was leaving nothing to chance. You know, that's why he's sending Dennis, not leaving anything to chance. Look at poor Silver. Look at him. Jonathan's here. Thank you. Come on in, Jonathan. Oh, man. Oh, man. Terry Silver is the shit. The only problem is we didn't see Dennis win a fight. He just came back to kind of get his butt kicked a couple of times. But it was a nice roll. It was a good spot for him. Robbie McCauley. Hey, hey. Hi, hi. Wood paneling. I don't know. What do you think? I just kind of like the idea that like Silver leaves the All Valley Arena, comes back here, and then goes back out to sea, and he's been like doing this every day. You know, I guess since there's like 2 days between every match or something, like he was going to be here for a couple days. Just get out to sea, drink. He was too wicked evil. He was. Understand Silver. The sons of bitches ruined his reputation. It's true. It's true. His legacy. I mean, let's not forget. He blew a lot of money on those dojos. Thank you for coming in, Robin. I hope your elbow heals quickly. Boy, it sounded not fun, but thank you for coming on in. Connor's here. Thank you for coming on in, Connor. Been a while. Yeah, we were just talking about Terry Silver. Ezra. Uh-oh. Look at this move. Oh. Damn. Very nice. Do you think the cast, when in Whippany, will get a private screening of Cobra Kai Legends, Karate Kid Legends? In Whippany, is that a city? Are they there for a reason? Is there a con there or something? I suspect if any of the cast wanted to go to the premiere, they could call Sony and Sony would give them tickets. Probably, as a thing, to celebrate it or whatever. But it would be like their own individual thing. Like, if they want to go, they would ask Sony, and that would be it. Ken Cole was never able to save Silver. That's true. That's true. But yeah, that's true. Maybe he died the most. Who's going to be the next bad guy? Ezra, obviously. Ezra is the next bad guy. Kreese earned your respect. Yep. Some people will admit that. The cast isn't like there for publicity. The people there for publicity are the people in the movie, because that's where it is. Like I said, the cast, the most, like, maybe they could hop over to they could probably get tickets to the premiere if they ask Sony, probably, because that's the thing, Sony wouldn't mind that, but I don't know, but maybe not. But otherwise, they got work, they got stuff they're doing themselves, can't necessarily drop everything for that. Sensei Wolf did have the best finishing move. Yeah, Hawk is a close second. True. It's tough. The Shaolin Sunset. Here. Are you from the commission? Oof. What do you think a confrontation between Silver and Sam, or Wolf and Sam, would have been like if they had it? I don't think Sam had anything against. In response to Melissa's question here about a confrontation, I don't think Sam had anything against Wolf. Like, she didn't really know a whole lot. She saw him with Axel, but she doesn't really know much. So I don't really know. She kind of like never would confront or say anything. Like she never said anything to Johnny really until season 4. She never said anything to Kreese. Like she doesn't really like confront the opposing senseis. You know what I mean? She never said anything to Silver. Like it's really just not her style. She would just say, "You don't teach the way my dad teaches," or "My dad wouldn't approve." She would rely on her dad. Could have killed him with that attack. Yeah, that's the point. That's why it's banned. Typing too quickly. Avatar: The Last Airbender, the original animated. Zuko married Suki, and that she's the mother of Lumi, who is Zuko's daughter. Maybe. I did watch Avatar, but I don't remember. Are you also talking about what happens after the series there? I don't know. I'd have to look back. It would look right. Would not look right for males. People wouldn't be cool seeing that. I don't think Melissa was saying a fight. She was just saying, they cross paths or something. What would she say to them? Wish she saw more of him, his star pupil. Yeah. But he was pretty good competition. In the final scene of the dojo, why weren't Bert and Nate there? They were closer in age. There's actually a very simple reason. They ran out of money. Bert and Nate basically had their send off in episode 10 during the brawl. They were at the house. They literally were running out of money, and they couldn't bring in the the little guest stars for a little bit. Like, it's sad, but like that's just literally the answer. Like, that's just literally the answer. They just ran out of money, and they couldn't have them in the extra shots in part 3. Do you think we'll see more deadly moves in Karate Kid Legends? Yeah, they'll probably have something. I'm sure. Very dangerous attack move than the silver bullet. Yeah, the silver bullet is meant to knock out your opponent, win the fight quickly. But the Shaolin sunset, it's a sunset for your opponent. Lights out, no more. That's how that is. When will the DVD be ready? 1 year after the release. Is it 1 year after the initial release or the final release? It could be 1 year after the part 3. So whatever deal they have, it's like, it's 1 year later. So probably February 2026. Jonathan says, I wish we would have gotten some follow-up on Aunt Candace and Brandon. Very confused if Tori's father is still alive. Oh, I think he's alive, just totally deadbeat out of the picture. Aunt Candace is a meth head, deadbeat like herself. Like, in the end, her threats might have been hollow. Tori was in a position, and in fact, she might have been 18 at that point too. I don't know. So Tori herself might have been 18. What do you think of Master Kim's death? Took him long enough, right? For as old as he was. I think it's more or less the way you would think it would have happened. I actually did think something like Kim Da-eun fighting him was a possibility. And had I had more time, I might have put out that theory, but I've been a little bit not as on top of it for parts 2 and 3 due to the relationship. Uh, but in the end, he died from his own granddaughter, who was just doing her own thing, who wanted the dojo for herself. So he's got such a smile on his face. Just remember Dark Horse by Katy Perry. I don't remember that one. Practice your move meeting. Your career will be bodybuilding. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But the advantage of bodybuilding, now you get those muscles and strength. Now you find how to use the muscles. Pound away at someone. It's Shaolin Sunset. Master Kim needed to die anyway. Yeah. This part, yeah. This is like me at my honeymoon. I think Kim Daeun is evil for doing that. Good chance she's going to give Chosen her death touch on their first big relationship fight. Chosen can block it, though. Come on now. I mean, Kim Sun Young was kind of old. He was slow and weak. But Chosen isn't. Chosen still got it, you know? He's not losing anything. He's so swell. My treat. You gotta reboot. Just like old days. There you go. Sparrow will motivate you, yeah. They'd be super strict parents. Yeah. Then the kids will just learn to rebel even better, you know? It's true. Could have seen an arc where Moon told Hawk he had nothing left to fight for it in the first part of this season. But that wouldn't be true because they were going to the Sekai Taikai. It was literally the world championship of karate. So he did have something to fight for. So Chosen Love Life was filler to me. Well, it was, but it wasn't overly long. A little bit of episode 12, you know, where he's with Moon's mom, which was pretty good. So nothing wrong with that. Moon does not like this again. Yeah, but she never minded, you know, Hawk fighting in the tournaments and stuff. Maybe not street fighting, but not fighting in the tournaments. Chosen and Kim match well, they go together and belong. Yeah. I would be interested in the interactions between Kim's Korean students and Chosen Okinawa students. Yeah, maybe they'll be all hooking up and making out. Yeah. No, I think Jonathan, I disagree with this. She would not have told him not to compete. Because it meant something to him. And she wouldn't take that away from him. And she doesn't mind Hawk fighting in the tournaments. She thinks it's kind of hot. Melissa asks, do you think that they kind of forced chosen Kim romance because it felt like it was out of nowhere? It happened because he couldn't get with Kumiko. I mean, a little bit, yeah. Like it was a little bit like they kind of, are we going to bring back Kumiko or no? Maybe it's better that they don't. If you listen to Peter's most recent interview, um, shit, what's his name? I'm blanking on his name. I'm sorry. The new writer, the assistant. But he co-wrote episode 12, and he even addressed that, like thinking it through. Ultimately, they decided while Kumiko was a big in Chosen's life, that maybe he had this crush on Kumiko, blah blah blah. He was never the guy for her. So maybe they weren't right together. And that's kind of what leads them to have Chosen with Kim Daoud. Kim's mom, or Moon's mom, is the chick from Saved by the Bell. Makes sense. Yes, it worked out. That was a nice little bit there. A better reason for his performance. Maybe. It was just Hawk not sure what college to go to. Relationship I need that has the same drive as me. Yeah. They're both into karate right there. So you need someone who's into bodybuilding. Would have to like to see Kumiko. Yeah. Kumiko loved the massage towel man. The heart wants what it wants. It's true. It's true. Happened in a Kumiko spinoff? Oh, I don't know about that. It would be something with Sam. Sam and maybe Miguel. So that would be that. Love Crease's jackets. Yeah, he does have some good jackets. I was gonna hit the Harry Potter casting. You gotta go. Thank you for coming on in. Oh, good question, Melissa. Members live stream. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Let's do it Friday or Saturday. Yeah, actually, let's do it Saturday. Thank you for. I actually meant to bring it up and I forgot. Yeah, it's gonna be. Let's do it Saturday because fiance party's gonna be out, and probably maybe a little bit earlier in the evening, like maybe 7 or 8 Eastern time. I'll make a post. Aggressive, happy for choosing. I think the writers couldn't afford to pay the license fee for Glory of Love, and they were like, "F Kumiko." Well, maybe. Who was Wonder Johnny's father? I think the lesson is it doesn't matter. He was a guy who left, had a little bit of a mark on Johnny, but that's it. Big Bang Theory show. Yeah, they were at Caltech. Harry Potter casting. Is this blah blah blah? John Lithgow. I don't know if we talked about him. I do think like this came out a while ago, John Lithgow. He's not British, but I actually really like John Lithgow as an actor. I always thought he was a little underrated. So him doing Dumbledore makes sense. Um, what else did the money have a say in at that end? Ultimately a lot of things. Um, there would have been a lot more cameos and stuff. A lot of like the casting and such was a part of it. Do you ship Barnes and Shannon? Um, no, no. Janet McTeer. Um, that's I don't know her. I saw some pictures. She seemed fine. Papa Isudu? I don't know how to say his name. Is Severus Snape. This is the guy no one likes because he's black. He doesn't look like Snape. That's McGonagall, I guess. I could see her. I just from the looks. Nick Frost, as whoever it was said at the very beginning. Um, Many say he's really good for this role. So, like, I don't know most of these people other than Lithgow, actually. Quirrell, that's Filch. I could see him as Filch. So, blah, blah, blah. Francesca Gardner? Mark Mylod. No one can replace Alan Rickman. Well, that may be true. Although the most popular fan casting was um um what's his name? Adam Driver, which actually looked pretty good. I would say Adam Driver would have been really good. He's not British, I don't think, but none of the child stars. Yeah, I don't know. Seems kind of dumb. Sony should have just scrapped. I mean, it doesn't work like that. Like, partially because they're actually separate divisions. The Sony Pictures film and television are completely different entities. That's why. But and it's also Netflix that was mostly paying for it. John Josh and Hayden need to make an extended edition read the final season when it releases on DVD because it's just messed up and was rushed. Okay, Max. You know what, Max? You just keep hammering on that point. Maybe you can will it into existence, or maybe you'll be spending your time doing nothing. Max has a petition to scrap it. Nobody's going to watch the show or not watch the show due to the characters introduced cameos in season 6. Yeah, Matt, you're essentially correct. There could be some rewatchability and such, fan engagement, that sort of thing. Um, but you know, it's just there's only so much money, and how are you going to spend it? You know. All right, guys. Um, well, let's wrap it up. We were on Cobra Kai more this time than last time. Getting ready for the gym. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. I went to the gym earlier. I need to rest. Gotta let my muscles recover. Thank you, everyone. Members meeting on Saturday, I think. In the evening, but maybe not as late as some of the other ones. So So I'll see you if you're a member on Saturday, or you can join. Hit the join button. Love you all. Have a great day. See you at the next watch party, everyone. Bye bye. Thank you, Cobra Kai Rap.